Yeah, we're right there, yeah.
Right, but they're using FDR.
Right.
They had long.
Okay.
And if the clerk could take the roll, please?
Commissioner Look.
Here?
Commissioner Brastad.
Here.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Here.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Here.
Commissioner West.
Here.
Commissioner Gamache.
Here.
Commissioner Schulte.
Here.
The first item is review of checks issued from Finance and Central Services and from Human Services. Their motion to approve.
So moved?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Then we have approval of the minutes from the October 25th County Board meeting. Any additions or corrections? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. We have two items under Chair's remarks today. The first is to welcome Judge Bethany Fountain Lindbergh to learn more about the success of this year's Law Day and plans for 2017. And if you're not familiar with Law Day, it's a great opportunity to become more familiar with how our court system really works. And new this year, even received some walkthrough services, which was absolutely wonderful, a great turnout. I want to thank you for spearheading those changes, and you're welcome for being here. Thank you for being here today.
Yes, thank you.
And we're looking forward to hearing more about the exciting opportunities for next year.
Well, this was a great year in 2016, and as you mentioned, we did something very different than we've done before. We tried to show people what we do here at the courthouse instead of just talk about it. And I wanted to give you some statistics from what we saw that day. In total, and these aren't absolute numbers, these are keeping track the best we can. We had about 255 people through the doorway, which is a marked increase from what we've seen in other years. Of those people, we serviced a little over 200 people through the clinical programs that actually got legal advice from volunteer attorneys. Each consultation was 20 to 33 minutes in length. And so they didn't come in and just get some basic information. They actually got legal advice. Some was over that amount. Those 200 and some people that walked through the clinics, that statistic's a little bit deceiving in that many of those folks had multiple cases that were triaged that day. So multiple cases through 200 and some people. Of those people, about 84 people had family law cases. About 35 people participated in the driver's license clinic. That's one way that Anoka County stood out from all other communities, is we had someone from the Department of Motor Vehicle Services that was on board helping people get their driver's license reinstated. And that was a fantastic service. Many of those 35 people had multiple cases. 32 people came and attended the criminal expungement clinic. 16 people had probate or guardianship matters, and 15 people had general civil matters. We didn't schedule a civil clinic. We didn't think it would be that big of a draw. But we ended up getting questions after questions, so we created a civil clinic on site that day with volunteer attorneys, impromptu. So that was fantastic. We had school groups attend, we had homeschools, we had educational programs, we had the guided courthouse tours, which were very popular. We had the canine demonstrations and the information fair. The clinical programs were so well attended that even though they had an end date of 3 o'clock, we ran till 4:40. We helped every person that came in the door until their matter was concluded. So we had a lot of nice stories there. One particular that I liked was we had a judge from Korea that came and visited our program. She was sent to Minnesota to look at ways to bridge the judicial branch and the community, and she thought this was a fantastic event. sent her all of our planning materials. She's going to try to take it back to Korea and duplicate it there. And I have with me Sheldon Clark. He's going to talk a little bit about what we're doing next year. Coming up, Sheldon Clark is from the Self-Help Services, but he has also volunteered his time for Law Day.
Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you all for allowing us the time today. We have already started to plan for Law Day in 2017. After the Law Day event in 2016, we had a planning meeting. We discussed ways we can improve the program for this upcoming year. We've also had a lot of feedback and comments from other communities asking us what we can do to help them with their own law days. They were so impressed by the program here that they want more information and they want our assistance in how they can bring Law Day to their communities. So we've already started to have those planning sessions. We've started to reach out to the partners, reach out to our subcommittees, and we have scheduled Law Day for Friday, April 28th, 2017.
Yep, and this was, I think, a true collaboration amongst all the community members. We received a great deal of support from the county. We're hoping that the county will again collaborate with us. You not only provided the facility and the facility management, but Martha Weaver through her marketing, your attendance at the event, all of that. I did take it to the judges. The judges all approved, want to go forward. I have more judges volunteering than I can probably use, but we are really seeking county attorney support, county commissioner support, so that we can continue this collaboration. We did receive notification from the American Bar Association that we are a finalist for the program that we put on for Law Day, and we should know within a month whether we won an award, but they certainly are looking at that closely, and I think that's in recognition of the widespread support that we had.
Well, thank you. I know that many of us had the opportunity to attend and participate, and it was absolutely fantastic. So appreciate your leadership and your work on making these fantastic changes, and I know that it was fun to see our youth involved as well, and coming to see courts and learn about what it is that you do, and just really appreciate your work. And so we look forward to asking people to save the date, Friday, April 28th, 2017. Mark it on your calendars now for the next Law Day. And in addition to court services and personnel, many county services, of course, will be on display, and we look forward to that continued collaboration and partnership, and want to thank both of you for your leadership and look forward to another successful Law Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our second item under Chair's remarks today is to recognize the longtime service of our Community Health Director, Laurel Hoff. Laurel recently received a distinguished award for her service to public health, and we would like to recognize her today. And I'd ask Human Services Division Manager Cindy Caesar to begin our recognition.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, my name is Cindy Caesar, and I'm the Human Service Division Manager in Anoka County. We're here today to honor Laurel Hoff, who is our Director of our Community Health and Environmental Services Department. She received a very special award, which is called the Jim Parker Leadership Award. I think what is so important about this award is that it's from a state committee, and it's also from her colleagues, which is, I think, very important for her. The award was given to her because of her commitment to public health and her leadership related to improving public health really across Minnesota and also in our county, of course. I just want to read one piece of the nomination that was written about her. Laurel is a strong advocate and is seen as a distinguished leader in the field and is highly regarded by her colleagues in the state as a true public health leader, mentor, and friend. The other thing about Laurel is that she's also going to be leaving us. She's going to be retiring next Friday on the 18th. So this is her last county board meeting. Of course, we're going to miss her a lot. She has meant a lot, I think, to Anoka County, just in terms of all of the really good services that she's been able to lead and deliver. Also, she promotes health, wellness, and a lot of education she's provided across the community. I'm also very fortunate that we have Rena McManus here. And she is our past director of community health, but she currently is a director in Ramsey County and soon to be retiring also in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to have her come up, and she's going to be talking about her nomination of Laurel for this very important award.
Well, welcome home, Rena.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Cindy, and Madam Chair, members of the board. It truly is. It's very nice to be here. This podium, the room, it all feels very familiar. And it was as I drove out here today, I thought, oh my gosh, I did like 20 years of this drive for and working in Anoka County, but it was such a privilege for me to be with Anoka County for so many years, and because of the support I've had here, the community that I kind of grew up with when I came here many, many years ago. And one of the reasons that it has was such a privilege for me and an honor was because I had the opportunity to work with so many wonderful people here in the public health department. And Laurel Hoff was one of those individuals who made me look good on many occasions and provided leadership. It's a team of people that do the work. You know, when you receive a leadership award, you're recognized for how you have guided others and mentored others and provide certain paths for success. But you know, it's contributions of many people. And Cindy asked me to give just a little overview of what is the Commissioner's Award, and the award that Laurel received was for leadership in community health services. When the Community Health Services Act was passed in 1976, and yes, I was around at that time, it was established for the commissioner with a committee of individuals that were members from representatives from around the state. Elected officials and other leaders in public health community came together and looked at different ways to identify individuals who had some statewide impact. What was the leadership, not in the public health field, but also in public service, public policy. And that is truly what the criteria in looking at how does somebody distinguish themselves for so many years. Laurel has a career of about 40 years. Majority of those years have been spent here in Anoka County. And I know that she is, you know, well known in the community through all those years and through the efforts that she has accomplished. The other thing I guess to highlight is that she was a community health services administrator, not just here in Anoka County, but also in, I hope I'm going to get them, Kanabec, Pine, Chisago. Thank you, Laura. That's why she made me look good all those years here. And also she worked in Bemidji. She also worked at the State Health Department and doing HIV/AIDS prevention work as a state employee. And I think that's part of the reason why with this award recognizes somebody that has such a broad range, has understanding of rural communities, has understanding of urban and suburban communities, as well as that state experience. And so it's those criteria of looking at where's the statewide impact and effect on public policy, what's the contribution to advancement of public health. And Laurel, in her years here at Anoka County, has led the development of family health programs here in Anoka County, and programs that are recognized not just for the service it delivers to individuals that are eligible, but also to the outcomes that are achieved through the programs that are well guided and well operated. I think the other thing is when you talk about somebody who has a distinguished career, you know, that's an individual such as Laurel that always praises and recognizes and supports the work of others before herself. And that's a true characterization, I think, of Laurel Hoff. And so anyway, I am pleased to be here to talk about those particular things about Laurel and know that you recognize the contribution she has made on behalf of this community and its leadership for this public health department here. Thank you.
Laurel, would you like to say something?
Well, thank you so much. I'm Laurel Hoff, Director of the Community Health Department. I know I'm supposed to identify that. So thank you so much for your recognition, Commissioners. It was really an honor for me to receive this award. I've been working in public health, as Rena said, and with the community health services system for over 38 years, and here in Anoka County for 25 years. I have always loved the challenges presented and have really enjoyed the partnerships and community collaborations that are essential to public health work. Given that I am retiring, not too far off, 11/18, receiving this award from my colleagues, it really felt pretty sweet to transition into a new phase of life, having this recognition. So I give a special thank you to my local public health colleagues, and especially my Metro colleagues, and then folks at the Health Department, Minnesota Department of Health, related to all the work we've done together over the years. I want to thank Rena, my colleague and friend, for some 20-plus years of mentoring and support working together here in Anoka County, as well as when she left me and Jerry and went to work as the director for St. Paul Ramsey County Health Department. I've always appreciated her wisdom and knowledge and support. I also want to acknowledge my family and my husband, who wasn't able to be here. His name is Steve Schletty, for all his support through the many years. He wasn't able to be here today because he is taking care of our granddaughter, Elizabeth, and this is her morning nap time. and that will be the best part of my retirement, because I will be joining him in caring for our little granddaughter. So I'm very excited about that. And then as I transition out of my director role, I would like to do a big shout out to all of you. Think of this as a big warm hug for everybody in the room. Big shout out to you. And a thank you to you as my County Board of Commissioners, also the Board of Health, County Board of Health, the board committee members of Human Services Committee and the Recycling and Resource Solutions Committee. Those two committees hear most of our health department business. Also to Cindy, who is our Human Services Division Manager, and Jerry, now County Administrator, but previously Human Services Division Manager. Also, my Community Health Advisory Committee and Emergency Medical Services Advisory Committee members. They've been amazing through the whole time that I've been here, working with them as community groups. And then to the wonderful Anoka County staff and my division colleagues. We have worked together over the years, and particularly my management team that are up here today. It's Lori Brovold, Dan Distrud, Lindsay Seary, Susan Wall, and Catherine Cole. You're all a fabulous group of folks and so dedicated to prevention, promotion, and protection services for citizens of Anoka County that I feel very confident that as I'm leaving Anoka County I'm leaving with a fantastic public health department team. And I feel very privileged and honored to have served with all of you as well, everybody here. So thank you very much.
Commissioner Brastad.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Laurel, congratulations on this award. I was so happy to hear that, you won this from your peers and colleagues. It's just, it really says a lot. But I think back to just 4 years ago when I first got on the county board, and it just took me a very short amount of time to realize that public health was your passion. And you are been really, really good at what you do, and your staff is just so helpful responding to community needs. And it's just been such a privilege to work with you for the short time of your career. But I want to thank you. I want you to enjoy your retirement, and those grandbabies are absolutely the best. So I wish you the very best.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Commissioner Kordiak?
I'll just say briefly, Laurel, it's a great loss.
Thank you.
I wish the best as you move forward. You are a very committed individual, both to Anoka County and the many functions and services that you serve. You and I worked together throughout numerous years,
Long time.
and you will be missed. I look
Thank you.
forward to seeing the days ahead, but wish you the best in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner West?
Well, Laurel, you know, I got on the county board and met you, and we discovered that we had that common connection through Terry Lauer and your husband working with her.
Family.
Yep. And I have enjoyed this time getting to know you and be friends with you. And I must say, your passion for people and what you do is clear. And I'm sure you're going to find places to put that passion besides with that cutie pie.
Yeah.
And I just congratulate you on this award. It's well-deserved, and your retirement is well-deserved and earned. And I hope to stay in touch and find out what you're up to.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Gamache?
Thank you again, Laurel, for all you've done for me. And in the last 2 years, you're one of the first people that I sat down with to learn about social services and human services and what went on. And at all the meetings where you were there with me, I always had somebody that I could, okay, well, what's happening here? And I could have someone that knew in detail, and you were always there for me, any questions I ever had. So I appreciate, and a number of people have already said, your dedication to the people of Anoka County and the social services staff that you've worked with over the years shows a great deal about the person you are. So congratulations on your retirement. I tried to joke about it last week at the meeting, that was just a joke. We weren't really doing that VSP program, but
It's real.
we're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jerry?
Madam Chair, members of the board, about 20-some years ago, I left corrections and went to human services. And of the departments in human services, I think I knew the least about public health than any of them. And I'm sure Rena and Laurel and those thought, who's this guy coming out of corrections, and how are we going to deal with him? Well, over the years, they were my mentors. I learned that in corrections, we were pretty much reactive. In public health, much of what they do is proactive. And it took me a while to learn that, and I think Rena and I had discussions, Laurel and I had discussions about that. But during that time, I got to know both Rena and Laurel well, because Laurel was right next to Rena, and I remember some of those late afternoon chats that we used to have. But I also learned the commitment that both Rena and Laurel had in the field of public health. And they were not known just in Anoka County, but in the state level, they were leaders, both of them. And I remember when Rena got the Parker Award, and it's very fitting that Laurel would get that same award, because her passion and drive and what she's done is equal. When Rena left us, it was a sad day, but we were lucky to have Laurel step right in. So I want to wish both Rena and Laurel much happiness as you move forward in those years of retirement. And hope you come back and see us and keep us informed of how life is treating you. So wish you the very best, and congratulations on the Jim Parker Award.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right, and I also want to congratulate you on this well-deserved award.
Thank you.
It is very fitting to have you receive this award as you're ending your career in public health and venturing into the next chapter in life. I want to thank you for your dedication, your passion, your years of service, and sometimes Laura was a little too dedicated at times, because I would be getting emails late evening, and I would send her back a message and say, what are you still doing there? So I'm sure that your family will appreciate being able to spend more time with you And we certainly have appreciated everything that you've done for our community and in really helping to shape our public health department as well. So congratulations, enjoy your retirement, and we are very proud of the legacy that you have left in Anoka County.
Thank you. Well, and thank you so much for your remarks and comments. I really appreciate it. Again, I felt very privileged to have worked with you all as a board, very honored in that, providing service to the county. But I'm leaving, as I said, with a fabulous group of people here. All the folks out here are so great to work with. I mean, you're in good hands. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura. And before we move on to committee reports, just wanted to mention some information in regard to the election that I received from the head of our elections department. In the past, the record that we had for absentee ballots was 13,991. As of yesterday, countywide, we had received 36,791. So certainly more than double, through the roof, which is very exciting and absolutely fantastic. But just to manage expectations a little bit, recognize that those absentee ballots, the majority of them did not come in within the last 7 days, which means that they will, tonight, after polls close, have to feed those into the machines and have them all counted, divided by precinct. The information will have to be sent back to each individual precinct before those precincts can then report their final results, which means that the results may come back a little later than normal just because of the incredible turnout in the absentee ballots. So in the past, I think we have been spoiled. We've been accustomed to getting results back sometimes 8:30, 9 o'clock, and just want to let you know that our folks are working very hard. They're doing a fantastic job, and we're very proud of the work that they're doing. It has been a very busy time, but just want to let folks know it may be a little bit later than normal, just given the turnout. So with that, we will move on to committee reports. Commissioner West, Management Committee.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have action items on the additional agenda. The first item is restructure replacement in Human Services and Social Services due to a retirement. It is going from a 1 FTE official support assistant grade 7 to a 1 FTE case aid specialist grade 10.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move it.
Is there a second? Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak. Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is a new position in Finance and Central Services effective November 10th. It's 1 FTE Accountant 2, grade 12, and that's contingent on the retirement of one of our current employees.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
It's been moved by Commissioner Brassad, second by Commissioner Schulte. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
And the last item is restructure replacement in information technology, effective November 14th. It's going from a 1 FTE senior network engineer, grade CO13, to a 1 FTE senior unified communications engineer, grade D114.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner West. Now we'll move on to Transportation Committee report. Commissioner Schulte.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our committee met on Monday, October 31st, here in the Government Center. We have 2 action items for your attention. First is in the Transit Division, the committee recommends approval of a resolution accepting gifts received for the annual MedLink Volunteer Recognition Luncheon that was held on October 11th of this year.
Is there an offer of the resolution?
I'll offer the resolution.
Resolution has been offered by Commissioner West. Further discussion? Just comment. Certainly, we are appreciative of the generosity of area businesses and individuals who each and every year donate in order to be able to recognize these volunteers for their tremendous service to our community. Roll call vote.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item.
And in the Highway Division, the committee recommends approval of an agreement with the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency for engineering services regarding the reconstruction of Hanson Boulevard from 139th Avenue to Crosstown Boulevard, and further authorize the chair of the county board and the county administrator to execute that agreement, subject to review by the county attorney as to form and legality.
Is there a motion to approve?
So, second.
Moved by Commissioner Brassad, second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Madam Chair, you've got a couple informational items there, but perhaps Doug Fisher, our engineer, would like to introduce a new employee to us all. Doug?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Schulte, County Board members, my name is Doug Fisher. I'm the County Engineer and Transportation Division Manager. I'm very happy to announce that we have filled our Assistant County Engineer position with Joe McPherson, who is here this morning for his first County Board meeting. Joe has quite a bit of experience in the private sector. He also has experience with MnDOT, their state aid division, which did work with cities and counties. And most recently, he was the assistant county engineer in Benton County. So he has some real good hands-on applicable experience. Joe is a local boy, grew up in Ramsey, went to Anoka High School. And so it's a little bit of a homecoming for him to come back to the area. And we're very excited to have Joe on board. This is day 7 of his tenure here, and hopefully it'll be a long and enjoyable ride for him.
All right. Commissioner Look.
Madam Chair, just a quick question. Joe, by chance, did you play basketball on the camera there? I mean, you're towering over Doug.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. Yep.
It's a wild guess. Welcome aboard.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Madam
Commissioner
Chair.
Schulte.
Joe, I just want to assure you that this will be the shortest transportation agenda you're going to. If I'm allowed to or have the pleasure of serving as chair of the Transportation Committee, I generally drag this out for a half hour.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Well, welcome. We look forward to working with you, and welcome home to Anoka County.
Yeah, thank you. Look forward to working here.
Very good.
Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Schulte. Now we'll move on to Parks and Community Services Committee report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Madam Chair, from our last meeting, which I had missed, Commissioner Schulte and Gamache carried the day. We have 4 items that require our attention today. I think Jeff Perry is here to maybe help guide me through these things. We've talked about these things. The first of them is we are busy building an expansive trail system along the Mississippi and to and through the Mississippi Regional Park System. This is a piece of trail that involves the city of Ramsey. Can you comment further?
Absolutely. Madam Chair, members of the board, my name is Jeff Perry. I'm the Park Planning and Resources Manager for the Anoka County Parks and Recreation Department. This project is to enter into a joint powers agreement with the city of Ramsey so Anoka County can build a very small section of trail across one of their existing trail easements on the very west end of the project. It's highlighted on the left side of the screen in red, and essentially the trail will hook into a city street and residential area and a future trail. So this joint powers agreement essentially allows the county to build the trail across the city trail easement. And this project is on schedule to be built in 2017. Anoka County's acquired both federal and state funding for this project.
Is there a motion to approve?
I will move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner West. Further discussion. Commissioner Look.
Madam Chair, thank you. One thing I do hear about in the city of Ramsey is trails, and people do love their trails in the city of Ramsey. Along Highway 10, kind of by the way station coming down what would be the south side of the highway, there seems to be trail work being done. Is that to connect up with this on that end of it and then ultimately continue this on down to Louisiana or wherever this ultimately ends?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Look, that is correct. The city of Ramsey is completing that trail segment between Elk River and this particular project. So you will be able to then get on the trail in the city of Ramsey and take that continuously all the way down to the city of Minneapolis along the Mississippi River.
Okay. Well, good news. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Secondarily, this similarly but somewhat different is a trail easement with the city of St. Francis. For some city-owned property would help to continue and complete a portion of the Rum River Trailway system. Jeff?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is a simple trail easement that the city of St. Francis is granting Anoka County. It is an existing trail segment. It is approximately 90 linear feet that is currently on city property in which a former easement did not exist. The city is interested in passing this along to a private developer, and before that occurs, the city would grant the county a trail easement to leave this trail in place. It's relatively short, it's 90 feet. The reason it jogged onto city property to begin with is because of the topography. It falls off, the slope falls off adjacent to the Rum River. So this easement will give the county the right and the authority to manage that trail into the future. It's a very heavily used trail. It connects to neighborhoods both to the south, to the north. It crosses Bridge Street, and it is a heavily used regional trail that has great public benefit.
I'll move it.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Excuse me. Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Madam Chair, the next one regarding the 2017 snowmobile grant and aid agreements. This is something that we've done many, many years. I think we probably forgot how many years. We work with 3 active area snowmobile clubs to work on the trails and trail alignments and improvements as they approach their season. I think we're kind of a middle person. We really are only the receiver for the most part of the dollars, and they implement and utilize those funds to maintain the trail system. Can you comment further, Mr. Berry?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is approximately a 30-year ongoing agreement through the Grant and Aid program through the state of Minnesota. Again, the county works very closely with the 3 snowmobile clubs, and on the map, they traverse through different parts of Anoka County. There's over 200 miles of snowmobile trail, and the county functions as a fiscal pass-through agent to ensure that the trails are well-maintained, they're quality trails, they're well-signed, they're safe, and they're effectively groomed. So again, some major benefit to the snowmobilers across Anoka County as well as across the region, and this is simply the annual agreement between the state of Minnesota and the county to function as the fiscal pass-through agent.
I'll move it.
There's a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And lastly, for action items, is the 2017 cross-country ski grant, grant and aid program. Once again, a long time, Anoka County has done this to support our trailway system that people utilize throughout the wintertime, assuming we have nice snow. Jeff, anything further to add?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this again is the same program. It's the State of Minnesota Grant and Aid program. However, this is for ski trails to maintain the ski trails over 30 miles in 4 different regional parks across Anoka County. And again, this particular grant program supplements the county's cost to maintain and groom to ensure the trails are safe and quality shape for the public.
And Madam Chair, let me just point out that as I recall, Anoka County uses those monies, if nothing else, to buy grooming equipment that we then utilize to groom the trails throughout the winter season. Is that roughly correct?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Kordiak, this particular grant is essentially for the operations to maintain and to groom the trails. However, we have participated in previous federal and state programs to help subsidize the cost of equipment.
Very good. Well, between the two, we offer a fine season to our residents. Madam Chair, I'll move it.
Okay, is there a second?
Second?
Second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Madam Chair, the remaining items are for information purposes only. I think because I was gone from that meeting, I can't help but ask a question that I'm curious about, and Commissioner Brasted might be as well. Can you remind me on the discussion on item 8 regarding the 12-month extension on the timber management in the Sandhill Crane Natural Reserve area? That was, of course, a point of contention for some time. I think we worked with the state and had a very equitable conclusion. Can you tell me what the significance is of that 12-month extension?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Kordiak, the discussion at the Parks and Recreation Committee meeting was that we would continue to amend the lease for 1 additional year to allow the state enough time to transfer the trust rights off of the Sandhill Crane Natural Area property and redesignate that property as state forest land. So the state of Minnesota is working to take the trust designation off, transfer it to another designation to prevent essentially clear cutting of the forests up at the Sandhill Crane Natural Area.
Well, I presume that Julie and her constituents probably support that action, so thank you for that information.
Much so.
All the remaining items are for information purposes only. Unless there are questions, I would conclude my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. And if there's nothing else to come before the county board, just remind people that it's election day and polls are open until 8 o'clock, and get out and vote. Exercise your right that so many people have sacrificed their lives for, so that we can have that opportunity. Meeting's adjourned.